Hey everyone,
Hey.
welcome to another episode of Have You Seen Anything Good Lately? I'm your host, Kendall. That's Atish. Just joking. I'm Atish. That's Kendall. How's it going?
Don't confuse him, Atish.
Yeah, we look alike.
Oh yeah, we look so like.
Yeah. I've often been called the Jason Momoa of my generation.
Of course, I see it.
And people always get you mistaken for Cal Penn. Oh, now it's who? Cal Penn.
Who's Cal Penn?
Oh my god. You're a racist. Kumar from Harold and Kumar.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah, it
Interesting
is his
last
name.
Interesting last name.
It's probably short for something else.
Oh, okay. Makes
Like
sense.
something really, really long.
Yeah, and difficult to pronounce.
Yeah. Because, Hollywood just learned how to pronounce Timothy Chalamet.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
One celebrity at a time.
Let's get these white names right first before we venture out into the unknown.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so it's good to be back, everyone, where we talk about on the show. It's good to be back on the show, talking about movies. And so, Tish, have you seen anything good lately?
You know what? I have. I just watched The Bubble.
The Bubble.
Directed by the one and only Judd Apatow.
And who wrote it?
Judd Apatow and a woman.
And a woman. Oh, I love her work.
She's amazing.
Was she the one in?
She was actually in Little Woman.
Was she the one in $1 Million Baby?
She was that one, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Let me bring up her name.
I liked when she worked across Richard Gere. You know, she was that prostitute.
Yeah. She was like, pretty.
Yeah.
It was written by Pam Brady, who's known for her works on South Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So she's got that satire background, which kind of works, which is like, it goes hand in hand with this movie. So what this movie is about is a movie that's filmed during the pandemic. So it's a movie about a movie being filmed in the pandemic. So it's the early stages of the pandemic where productions are opening up in Hollywood, and they're filming this movie in England, and they're in a hotel. Well, the cast is in a hotel, and they're filming a dinosaur movie. And the cast is amazing. Can we talk about the cast?
Yeah. First off, can I just say, could you raise your camera just a little bit higher, please?
Is that better?
Maybe a little bit more. Oh, yeah, there we go. There he is. Okay, so lay me down. Lay it down. Who's this? The entire cast, down to the sound crew, Tish. Read it out loud.
We got Karen Gillan, we got Iris Apatow, we got Fred Armison, Maria Bakalova. I can never pronounce this guy's last name. David Duchovny.
Yeah, David Duchovny.
Keegan Michael Key, Leslie Mann, Kate McKinnon, Pedro Pascal, Peter. I'm not going to pronounce his last name. Sarah Finikowicz. I think I got it right. And Gus Camp. So already an amazing ensemble cast. Pedro Pascal is amazing. I've always loved Leslie Mann. I think she's one of the greatest comedic actresses of our time. Fred Armison, who actually doesn't have a lot to do in this movie, which is disappointing.
What do you mean? I thought I liked him. He was like he had a back playing role, and that's how I wanted him. I didn't want to see too much of it because the things he did were very he was very well cast. I liked him. He was like writing, and he was the director, and that's how I wanted him.
I wanted him to be a bit more.
Really? No. Well, the film it's such a wide ensemble that he's not the lead. He's the supporting role. And I thought he did. I honestly thought he did a really good job. Just like his laugh, the way that he's written, like he's he's complaining about the actors, and he's like they keep on changing the script with him, and he's like, how do you handle actors? He's even worked out his laugh. He has that laugh with the producer character.
This is like his creepy, like Fred Armison laugh.
Yeah, but he knows exactly what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's a master craftsman when it comes to this kind of stuff, like character building. I love it. He's got that weird long hair.
Yeah.
So what's the story about?
So they're filming a movie during the pandemic, and throughout filming, hilarity ensues.
Yeah, basically. I mean, but so I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of what I thought the film was, and then my reaction to it. I honestly thought the movie wasn't going to be that good. The trailer was quite odd to me, and it seemed like it was filled with too many gaggy jokes. Like they put to me it just felt like a lot of gaggy jokes. I honestly thought this was a project where during the pandemic last year, it was so obvious that people were just making movies and were getting anyone to be in it because
no one else was doing anything.
No one was doing anything. Two, availability.
Yeah, everyone was free.
Everyone was free, and basically you could call all your friends up. That's what I thought this was like, and because the cast is filled with a lot of comedians, but from
most of his family.
Yeah, and most of his family, exactly, but from different backgrounds.
Yeah,
these comedians are from all different backgrounds, and I honestly thought to myself, I was like, this looks messy. It looks messy. It looks like we just want to get paid because we want to be in a movie because it's our jobs to be in movies.
Yeah.
There's
nothing else running. Yeah.
No one is making anything and they can't get jobs. They're like, but I honestly was like, it was so easy for me to see that this was quite like a rush job.
I was just going to say it's like a rush production.
Yeah. So I'm going to get my friends together. We're going to film something because when we need money, we got all these celebrities, and I'm a comedy director, and
it's your comedy.
And that's usually very dangerous. I don't like that. Like especially when it comes from Judd Apatow. Where Judd Apatow is, when he hits, it hits, but when he misses, it falls on his face flat, misses. Yeah. And that's what worried me. It was a win or lose situation, and I honestly went in there thinking, I don't even like the poster for it. It looks quite ridiculous. The name is ridiculous, the bubble. But I sat down, I watched it, and I was very pleasantly surprised.
You were?
I really ended up enjoying it.
I'm surprised by your surprisingness of it.
I loved how I didn't like the merging. Well, it's just a new thing for me. The merging between American comedy and British comedy.
Yeah.
And it's happening a lot in this film, where
it's because a lot of
the British comedians are doing American comedy.
Yeah.
And the American comedy is bumping up against the British comedy. We got that who's that comedian who plays Ralphie? Is it Ralphie or something like that?
Gus Khan?
Yeah, I think that's him.
Yeah.
He's got such good British humor.
Yeah.
He's laying it on. And then you got these Americans who are just doing it. They're doing the British humor. And it's like it's so foreign to me, where they got this ugly, I wouldn't say ugly, it's just uncommon merging, and it's working. I found that it worked a bit for me. I ended up really enjoying it. I like the like you said, going back to that weird who came up with this satirical nature of like it always reminds you of a Tropic Thunder kind of thing. The importance of actors and their lives and like how special they are and how important are they in the realm of an actual world pandemic. It reminded me of Tropic Thunder and a mixture of what was it? What's her name? And she sang that song with all those celebrities. Even what's his name? Gal Gadot's song. Imagine. Should she sang that song? And you know what? What's his name? Something Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, who was in that video, wasn't he?
He was in it. It's like, you know, they booked him. That's what this reminded me of. It felt like a response to that. Like, you guys, oh, excuse me. You guys are idiots. You should just like, and that's where the good comedy came from. That was my big takeaway. I ended up pleasantly enjoying it. I think I might even try watching it again, but with my with my girlfriend.
Interesting. I didn't have the same reaction to it. I was in the opposite, like, okay, it's got Judd Apatow, love it. Love the cast. Interesting premise. And then when I was watching this movie, it was filmed really messily. Like it was
wow.
Yeah.
That's just fascinating. It's a fascinating reaction. Go.
Like I think that the pacing of the movie. So at the start of the film, they have to isolate, right? And then they start filming. Then they realize the filming conditions aren't the greatest. Then someone on set gets COVID, and they have to isolate again. And you're kind of repeating the same kind of jokes that you've already done at the start of the movie.
Them having to isolate again.
Yeah, like I thought, like you, like I understand the procedure. Like obviously, like you have to lock down for 14 days or whatever the days were in the movie. Yeah, and then they got COVID and they had to isolate again. To me, like the pacing of that could have been cut down a little bit, or you could have just explained like they have to isolate for 14 days initially, and then like the COVID thing, you can show them in isolation because now we know these characters.
Right. I thought that it's true. That's very true. But I think they might have put that in there to help ground it in a reality where that actually did happen for like actual productions.
Oh yeah.
I honestly, the first time it happened, the very first one they did, I didn't like it, and I didn't want to like. Is this all it's gonna be? A bunch of people being. I didn't want that at all. And then the second time happened, I actually thought it was funny because
I like the second time
they were in
better
the middle
because
of doing it, of making the film, and boom, it's dropped on there. I thought I was like, oh,
I like the second time better than the first time. Like, let me like play with these characters a bit before I
honestly, the first time I found it quite annoying. I really didn't like. I was like, this based on what we're doing. Nah. And then this happened the second time. I was like, the second time it was more like a. It's also a good idea story wise that after the movie's done, they have to leave. So what do? We stole the movie. They have to. We keep the tension going by keeping them all locked up in the hotel mansion. It was like wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely set.
Oh yeah.
I mean the location. Because like I've seen it in a bunch of films actually.
It looks like the Downton Abbey house. I know it probably isn't, and like I know you're watching it still, or you finished it. Yeah.
I'm still watching it, but like no,
it's got the Downton Abbey vibes.
I think they used it in. Oh, come on, Kindle.
Did they use it in that? This is a very old movie with Amanda Bynes and Colin Firth.
No. Oh, actually, no. That one.
When he's Prime Minister.
I actually saw that recently, and no. I don't think that's the one, because it's like a hill thing.
Yeah. It's like a weird bank.
Well, the thing is, there's like a with the location where she's just like walking around London and she turns and looks up towards the gate. What they did is actually they shot a mansion out in the country because like there's no such mansion in the middle of London with a huge, massive, long driveway and field like that. And I remember looking to myself, I was like, what the hell? That's not actually there. That's why you have the shot of her. And then when she turns, the camera edits, and it's just like this big mansion, and like looks like country style mansion. But if you think about it, like the length of the driveway to the mansion is like massive. And how would you fit that in the middle of London? Because she's like walking around London. Oh wow! It's just one of those weird things I found watching. I miss Amanda Bynes. Anyway, back to the bubble.
Yeah, me too.
So you didn't like. Essentially, is what you're saying.
No, I didn't like it that much. I thought like the jokes didn't hit high enough. I think it's the timing of this movie as well. If this movie came out like 5 years from now, because we're still in a pandemic, we're still not like completely out. So like people are still isolating. Like I think this is like I think you could say more in 5 years' time than you can like almost instantly.
I felt watching it. I thought to myself thinking, why make this kind of style of movie? And honestly, it goes back to like the rules of comedy, with all of us all stuck up in our BS of our lockdowns and dealing with the pandemic. The best thing you can do is laugh. The second best thing is laugh at it. Laugh at our misfortune. Laugh at we're safe and inside we're all locked in. And like you're laughing at your suffering. That's where good comedy comes from. It's a good way of
and like, they made jokes like about like how Kate McKinnon's character has already had the vaccine, like at the time where like the vaccines were just getting rolled out.
Yeah.
And she like made the joke, well, I'm very, very wealthy or something like that. I'm getting with all the other actors.
But yeah, so I was like
I think it would have been better.
No one who chose this film.
Sorry?
It's interesting how you didn't like it as much, but you chose this film.
Yeah. I mean that's the beauty of the show.
Rolling the dice on that one.
Oh, I mean that's the beauty. Like if there's something that we want to watch, or there's something that we know there's around, we'll give it a go. And then, it doesn't necessarily mean we'll like it. But that's great about it.
I honestly I really enjoyed like it was so the satirical. There was a way. There was like so this for me, and I know this is different for you. There's a version of this in my head where it could have been the satire would have been lost, and it would have been this movie would have been too loud. That American style, like where they just like they're shouting too loud and they're being too loud. Whereas when I was watching Leslie Mann and David Duchovny, when he's just like, what did he say? It was like he said something really, really funny. Like,
is it the part when they're talking and I had sex with your lawyer? Because I like that. I think that was.
He said like, why are we taking advice from a generation that doesn't vote or doesn't know how to vote? Oh no, why are we taking a vote on a generation that doesn't know how to vote? And I was like, he said it very under his he just threw it away. And I was like, oh wow, that's hilarious.
Because that's how a conversation is like. That's how you have a conversation in real life.
Well, that's how British humor does this. Like it's said, but it's not overstated.
Yeah.
Whereas American humor is overstated, and that's
why are we listening to a generation where?
Yeah.
I don't know why I did like a Seinfeld impersonation.
Like, why are we listening to a generation that doesn't like? Huh?
Yeah.
I'm not listening to you. And the only one who was like that was that comedian, that British comedian, who ends up he starts running outside. He runs away. I love when he he said, I've actually found it funny. Maybe it's my mood.
Yeah,
the way
I like him a lot. He's a really funny comedian.
David Duchovny goes, emotion. It's just your emotions, but you got to ride it. We'll ride that wave. And then grabs him by the balls like, huh? You're riding the wave? And he starts like humping him. He's like, he's down on his knees. He just starts humping him. I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
He said, ride this wave. He's like, can you feel the wave? He's not. I need to watch that again. But honestly, there's a version of this where it could have fell flat for me. and it was the version where I was thinking before I watched it.
So you had what I was what I thought about the movie.
Yeah,
That's what you thought the movie was going to be, and I had the feeling of what you said.
yeah,
I thought that's what the movie was going to be.
That's exactly very interesting reaction. Interesting.
How did you find it? Because I thought like the TikToks are too much.
I thought.
So there's a character in the movie who's like a TikTok influencer or whatever, and like throughout the movie, there's a lot of TikToking. I'm like, okay, because I knew like obviously like during lockdown, TikTok was like massive, and it really blew up. But I thought like it was like a lot.
I think for me watching it, I thought that was the satire that it was. TikTok itself is a lot already, but when you put it in a movie, it's interfering, and that's what's funny because TikTok is interfering. Like it's not helping you; it's interfering in your life, and it's interfering in the film.
Yeah, you're just scrolling and
I'm watching this film, and I'm watching this little vapid little girl speak her truth.
Yeah.
And share her voice and wisdom when she has no idea what she's talking about, and they only like literally were just using her for her followers. I thought that was the joke, and I was like, yeah, I'm buying it. I get it.
Oh yeah, I got that part. It's just like the TikToking throughout the movie, like them dancing and.
It's ridiculous. I think it's equally as ridiculous as TikTok itself, and that's the point.
Yeah.
Like when the dinosaur TikTok.
I like that. I thought that was funny.
I was like, I remember watching. I was like, no, they're not gonna break out into dance, are they? Like she says, like, and then I was like, no, and then the rest of the cast joins in. I love seeing Pedro Pascal, all of them practicing their lines.
Yeah.
And Pedro Pascal's character is like a very fresh foreigner, Hispanic foreigner, and he's like going heavy on his accent.
It's funny. When I was watching it. I had the subtitles on, and whenever he was speaking, it was like ambiguous accent. That's how it was described in the subtitles. I'm like, I hope that was like a thing that like Judd Apatow like added like ambiguous accent, because like, oh yeah, like, what is he? And there's like there's a satire on like all these like major like tentpole films right now. Like you got like obviously it's parodying Jurassic Park, but I was also getting like Fast and the Furious vibes in terms of the franchise of it all.
I was thinking sometimes the Marvel films as well.
Yeah. And like
from a Jurassic Park Marvel film.
Yeah.
Like we got the kid, we got the young person, we got the comic relief, we got the guardians of the franchise.
Yeah.
Him and Leslie Mann. I was like, I love it when so I want to touch up the script, and then what's his name? Fred Armison walks away. He mumbles, so you can hear him mumbling under his breath, like Guardians of the franchise. My hands. He's like just swearing on the way out. I thought that was really charming.
But funny you mentioned Tropic Thunder, and I recently watched that not so long ago. And Tropic Thunder is like one of the I reckon it's one of the best satirical films of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like just like making it like this weird this, and in terms of timing without Oscars. It's like an Oscar bait kind of movie, a war film, these actors, like prestigious actors.
War film. We got the method actors.
Yeah, we've got the big blockbuster guy. We've got like a couple of like up and coming actors coming in. We've got like the rapper. With especially in that time period where like
crazy producer, larger than life producer, which kind of looking back at it now is kind of like a creepy Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, he was. Tom Cruise's character was great, but like Tropic Thunder was the better version of The Bubble.
I would say so. Yeah.
It was a lot funnier, but I don't think you can make that movie now.
I honestly, but yeah, I think they're both satires of Hollywood
Of its
and
time.
of their times.
Yeah. Like, you
Because
got
like that's
Tropic Thunder was.
they were making fun of past Hollywood, but like the fake scripts, people who didn't want like you weren't really in the army and you just wrote this book, and then we got a blackface history of blackface, the history of black exploitation, method ruining your real life, comedians trying to break out of their roles, people trying to make comebacks, and all this stuff. And that's past Hollywood, past and modern Hollywood, and then you got this one making fun of
trying to be relevant.
Hollywood today, which is like it's transatlantic. Yeah. It's it's franchise. It's filled with
it's flavor of the month.
In the age of COVID, basically, in the age of the pandemic, how do these like where they were like suffering in a real jungle, our actors are actually suffering in a real
like, and they're like actually like they could die. Like that's a that's the severeness of COVID. You can die from it. I like Boo Das in this movie, Indian comedian. He was the hotel manager.
Oh yes,
I like the hotel staff.
Oh yeah. Do you recognize that girl?
Yep. 4-2, baby.
Oh damn! I was hoping you didn't notice it. I was staring at her. I thought she was very pretty, and I was staring at her. I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I looked long enough and so because he plays Borat's daughter. She plays Borat's daughter. Sorry.
And I thought like how Pedro really wanted her as well. She's like, I'm an angel. I thought that was nice.
It's so like. I like how it kept on doing this thing where they kept on going back to their real lives, like, and the issues they're actually going through. Like Karen Gillan's, is it Karen Gillan?
Yeah.
I always get it mixed up with the comic book artist Kieran Gillen, I think his name is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I know that.
I was like, so I'm like Kieran Gillen. Anyway, there's like they have sons and they have kids and families outside of their world, and there's the sexual deviancy and drugs that goes on behind these actors. I just found it very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a big takeaway was I enjoyed it more than you, and you ended up losing more than you gained.
Yeah, like I'm a huge Judd Apatow fan. I'm a huge comedy fan.
Yeah, I know that. I was like, this is definitely a movie that you would pick.
Yeah, like I love comedies. I love Judd Apatow, and usually his movies have a lot of heart to it.
Yeah,
this didn't feel like it had that, and I think he's trying to. I don't know, but I have a theory that he's trying to get into a Marvel or Star Wars movie. Like I feel like he's trying to do that, so he's like showing the world I can do blockbustery stuff. Like that's where he was showing his Cliff B stuff. I think
I would have said that. I thought he was trying to make fun of him.
I still think he was. Oh yeah, you can make
those scenes with those scenes with the clip, like the clippets from the snips from the actual filming of the film, like snippets of the actual film. I thought they were really good. I mean,
exactly.
And I was kind of like budgeting off like what's called budget-esque, the brand to the left, the lower brand. But I thought it was pretty decent. Those dinosaur things with the giant cute eyes,
Yeah. I thought it was great, but like I think this is him trying to show the world, like, hey Kevin, hey Disney, if you need someone to do a heartwarming comedy with superheroes or Star Wars aliens, I'm your guy.
It's tricky because the last person from his because he comes from a certain class, a little area of kind of his like comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The last person who did that was Paul Feig. for the
Ghostbusters.
and that didn't turn up ending up to like.
Oh, what about Peyton Reed? With
Yeah,
Batman.
I'll say Peyton Reed. Yeah, but Peyton Reed is very rare. Where he's been directing since. Let's not forget one of our favorite films, Bring It On.
I was going to say Breakup.
Did you do that?
Yep.
Oh. Well, I liked him in Bring It On, but like he's been acting for ages.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been directing for ages. So I'm just like, it's just interesting. You need these guys from a similar class.
And also, like now, like Judd's like the elder statesman in Hollywood. Like even though he's not young, I mean he's not old. You know what I mean? Like, but he's still like an elder statesman in Hollywood because Hollywood moves so quickly and rapidly that these like younger directors who come out of college now and getting, well, not straight out of college, but they've done a TV show, they've done a movie, then they get something big. It's like kind of how the machine works. Like you do one critically acclaimed movie, and that kind of can get you a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie or a Warner Brothers, a DC movie or a big blockbuster. Because you're kind of cheap, you're getting them before they're at the top.
I mean, but these guys like, Taika was like, directing for years.
Yeah, but they were very low budget, like New Zealand films.
Yeah. New
Zealand blockbusters, like which is kind of like the American indie, like in terms of the budget. Like What We Do in the Shadows is an amazing film, but that's an American indie film. But for New Zealand, that's like a big blockbuster.
Yeah. Sorry, what's your takeaway from the film?
It was okay. Will I watch it again? No.
I liked it. I think I might take a look at it again.
I'll watch it if like I'm with someone and they're like, "Do you want to watch it?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
I think I might just play it in the background while I'm writing.
Interesting. Maybe I do need to watch it again though. Now that you've had this kind of,
because I really did. I was
positive take of this.
Honestly, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it's just like there's not a lot of chemistry with when you get a bunch of actors who aren't really from the same background.
Yeah.
And then I watched it. I was like, it's making fun of them.
Yeah.
And it's very funny. I thought it was like very goofy. Not goofy, but like people in real life are just naturally silly and stupid, like absolutely stupid. I was just like, it's pointing the finger at them and like these people thought that they were super important and thinking about their careers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also like they're all going through divorces and stuff like that.
They're going through their own personal stuff, which everyone goes through.
So I thought it was decent.
Decent?
I liked it. Yeah.
You liked it? I thought it was okay. I didn't like it.
All right, cool. So that's that's our podcast, right? That's
us for the week.
Awesome.
All right.
Join us next week for another epic podcast from Nitesh Macon and Kendall Varner.
See you guys. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a good week, guys. See ya.